everyone, how you doing? It's Mr. Outlaw, and today I'm bringing you a review of the Freakshow Mini. This is an incredible device. I got it from esiggity.com. I'll leave a link down in the description, and just so you know, I'm not an affiliate of them or anything like that. I just order a lot of my products from them. They have great prices and very quick shipping times, so check them out if you get a chance. Now, I am loving this device. Absolutely loving this device. If you are a flavor junkie, this is the device for you. There are definitely some cons with it, and we'll go over them. But if you love flavor, not a giant cloud chaser, though you can see it does give you some pretty good clouds, this is an incredible device. Now, I'm not a high wattage sub-ohm type vapor unless I'm using my temperature control coils on my DNA 40. I'm more flavor junkie and you know, just want to stay off the cigarettes. So you can see I'm getting incredible clouds, and I'm using a 1.9 build single coil, and I'm running at 11 watts. And you can see I get incredible clouds and flavor just running at that low wattage. Incredible flavor. It's like eating the juice. It tastes that good. So this is an incredible design, and they really have improved over the original Freakshow. You can see here's the original Freakshow, and look at the Freakshow Mini. Look at the difference in the height. They really reduced that chamber to pack that flavor in there. So this is an incredible device. I'm absolutely loving it. It's got that nice Freakshow logo on there, but I do believe they've changed it to the Project Sub-Ohm logo now. Has 3 airflows, which we'll see a little bit more in the up close and personal. 22 millimeter wide, 17 millimeters high. It has a Delrin port in the middle for your drip tip and an adjustable center pin, and it is made of 304 stainless steel. So let's take a look at this a little bit more up close and personal. We'll build it, wick it, and we'll vape it. And then we'll talk about the pros and cons and whether or not I think you should go ahead and try this device out. Okay, so when we get our Freakshow Mini, it comes in this nice little tin right here, and you can see on the bottom it says made by Wotofo. It does have the authentication sticker right here. You can scratch off the bottom and look it up on their website. Make sure that you've got an authentic design. And you can open it up. Here is our product certification, and here is our Freakshow Mini. And it does have the little skeleton on the side, which I happen to like. And then down here on the bottom is our extra little goodie bag of O-rings, some Allen key for our grub screws, and some extra grub screws. Now, when we open this up here, we can kind of see it is a bottom airflow design, which gives incredible airflow, but it does have a couple little flaws, which we'll get into when we start building it. And we have 3 grub nuts for our screws. We have a center post positive, 2 negatives on the side, dual O-rings for the bottom to help prevent leaking, and there is a very nice deep juice well. I believe it's 5 millimeters. Now, if you look here closely, you can see they've changed from the Freakshow. They no longer are using just a little tiny hole for our wires and our leads. Now it is a slot, and that slot really enables us to get our better center coil. Now, as far as airflow, there are 3 slots on here. You can see we have 1, 2, and 3. So if you are going to run a dual coil, you simply take your slots and you line them up, 1 on each side, 1 on this side, 1 on this side. And then if you're going to run a single coil, you just take the middle one and put it over, and the other 2 are blocked off. And it is adjustable. You can turn this backwards and forwards. Now, one of the problems that I have had with the Freakshow Mini, and what pretty much one of the biggest concerns that I had, is that a lot of my drip tips are loose. They don't fit right. And even if I take the one off of my K-Fun V4, it wobbles a little bit, but it's a little bit snugger. But most of the drip tips that I have just don't fit, and that was very disappointing to me because I really did like the flavor that I get with this device. So let's get into the build of it, and I'll show you exactly how we build it. Okay, so as I said earlier, I'm not really a giant cloud chaser. I'm more into flavor and staying off of cigarettes. So I do generally build coils around 1.4, 1.5 ohms because I'm only an 8 to 12 watt vapor anyway. So I'm going to use my Coil Master jig here with a 2 millimeter bit and just tighten it up. I love this tool. Makes making coils. Look at that coil. Makes making coils so easy. No, it's not a Curo coiler, but you can get these so cheap on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description for you. So now that we've got our coil, we can go ahead and install it right in the device. Now, to make it a little bit easier, I always like to have my device sitting on my ohms meter. It just makes it a little bit easier to work. And what I'm going to do is just simply take my leads and stick them right into the slots. So I'm going to get it into the distance that I want at the right, pretty much the height I want, and I'm going to tighten down my positive connection. I'm not going to touch the negative yet, and I'll show you why. Now once we got that done, now what we need to do is we need to get that coil centered over the airflow. And this is one of the reasons that I actually like to work with a smaller coil. It makes it a little bit easier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little screwdriver here and I'm going to kind of push it. If you can see that, until I've got my coil centered over the airflow channel. That's going to kind of allow the wire to bend on its own. And that's the nice thing about these slots. And once I have it where I want it, I'll go ahead and tighten down the negative. See how it bends over a little bit? So you don't have to sit there and bend everything with your pliers ahead of time. That's what the nice slotted design allows you to do. Snap these leads off, and I don't bother with the twist and tug. I've got these nice little flush clippers. And there we go. So let's put it on the device and see where we're at. Now, normally I would be using this on my Provari, but unfortunately my Provari is in the shop right now. So we're going to put it on this VaporShark RDNA 40, which I love this device. And generally, my drippers, I'm actually running nickel wire now in the temperature mode, but I was building this because most of you probably don't have that already. So we'll check on the bottom here, and let's see, new coil. And we are at 1.38, right around where I wanted to be. So let's go ahead and fire this up now and see where we're at. And look, wow, that is a nice tight coil. That's the benefit of that Coil Master, man. That Coil Master just gives you nice coils right off the bat. I see maybe one little hot spot in there we're gonna fix. Yep, that looks pretty good there. Okay, so let's go ahead and wick this, and I'll show you how we wick it. And I'm going to use my Kojin Go cotton here, and we're just going to cut off a small little piece. Don't need a whole lot here. And I actually have that, and then I'm actually going to peel that in half. Roll it up just a little bit there on the end, and I probably even have a little bit too much here still. There we go. That should be good. Roll up the end. And just go ahead and thread it. Don't want to pull it. There we go. A little bit looser than I want, but pretty good. Now here's what we're going to do is we're just going to snip the end just a little bit here. And I'm on the one side, you have to be careful of that one lead. We're just going to push it down just so it's kind of resting in there. And what you want to try to do is try to keep your cotton off of the deck. Otherwise, you're going to have some leaking problems. On the other side, I'm going to snip it to about here. And I run it through the back. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in between these two here, push it down, and then I just push it down in here. I really don't overpack it. I'd rather have a little bit shorter wick and just fill the channel. So you can see there now our coil is halfway over the channel, halfway over our deck. The wicking isn't touching my deck. Now we can go ahead and juice it up and see where we're at. Now this is the real trick to this device. You just kind of want to paint on your wick. Then we'll just fill our channel up. Need a little bit more here. Does give you a very nice well. And that's it. And again, just be very careful. This is not one to be a sloppy dripper with, because you will get juice on your channels, on your device. And we'll just fire it up, and look at that. And we can just put it back on. And again, I'm running a single coil here, so we're just going to put it on. And you do get a nice snug fit, but it still allows you to turn it. And again, my biggest problem with the device is my drip tip. So we're going to take our K-Fun drip tip, because it sort of fits on there, even though you can still see it is a little bit wobbly. Let's take it back to the camera, and we'll see how it vapes. So that's how you build and wick this thing. Now let's go ahead and try out a vape on it. Gives good clouds of vapor. I mean, not if you're a cloud chaser, but decent amount of clouds and vapor, and an incredible flavor. Now, what do I think about this device? Overall, I love the device. I think it's a tremendous improvement over the original Freakshow. I love the smaller chamber, and I really like the slots that they put where you add your leads in. It's a lot better than the little holes. Makes it much easier to get that center build and get your coil right over the air channel. And as far as negatives, number one, I have a big issue with the fact that most of my drip tips don't fit. I've tried 2 different devices. I've called eSignity. They said they've tried a couple of their devices and they had the same problem where a lot of their drip tips don't fit. You might want to go and try it out in a brick and mortar store if there's one near you that has this device, to see whether or not your drip tips will fit in there. And you also cannot add a wide bore drip tip onto it. It's one hole. You can't change out the top like you can on the original Freakshow. What else? It leaks. Not bad, and it comes down to the way you wick it and the way you're going to drip it. If you're a person who just wants to pull off your drip tip and drop a bunch of juice down there, this is not the device for you. You really have to take the time and kind of paint on your wicks and drip it just in the one channel and kind of tilt it. But no matter what I do, when I take the device off, you can see here, have some juice on my device. You see, I do get some on there. I think a lot of it is condensation that comes down out of the airflow channels. Not much I can do about that. So if you don't mind it being a little bit messy, it gives you incredible flavor. It gives you a good amount of vapor, and it gives you a nice, hot, warm vape. So that's my review for today, guys. Hopefully you liked it. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button down on the bottom. Subscribe to my channel. A lot more reviews coming for you in the future. And until next time, happy vaping.